If you're looking to buy some new gear, we often stay away from secondhand because we don't know what we're looking for. But buying secondhand lenses can be a really great way to expand your collection at a much cheaper price. So here are some things to look for when buying a secondhand lens. The first thing you want to do is to look over the entire lens for scratches and dents. Little scratches and dents don't necessarily mean that the image quality is bad. It might have just had a lot of use but still be perfect quality. You then want to have a look at the mount. You want to make sure that it's not too scratched, that nothing is bent, and that all the contacts are perfectly clean. You then want to check the filter thread. If there is a filter on it, you want to make sure that the filter comes off easily and without too much force. You want to see that the threads are clean and that there's no dents in them. You then want to go to the aperture ring and change the aperture to the biggest hole. This lets you look into the lens and to check for any scratches or dust that might be inside the lens itself. If you look inside the lens and you see a white ice-like structure, that could be fungus, and that is something to definitely be wary of and to not buy that lens. Little scratches and fine dust may not affect the lens quality, so keep that in mind. Large scratches and big pieces of dust and possibly hair will affect lens quality. Be especially wary of any scratches or dust that are on the last glass element, as there's nothing in between this and the sensor, and this will affect quality. You then want to check the rings. So check the focus ring, the zoom ring, and the aperture ring. They want to glide in and out smoothly with no crunching sounds. They also need to lock into place gently, so when you move the lens, they don't move either. Now it's time to put the lens onto your camera. You want to make sure that all those contacts are working. You want to make sure that autofocus is working properly. You also want to check that the camera is metering the light through the lens as well. Take photographs using autofocus and manual focus, as well as moving the focal points around. Once you've taken a photograph, zoom in on the LCD screen and make sure that the photographs are sharp where they're meant to be. If you are buying your lens in person, then ask the seller some questions. Ask them why they're selling this lens. And sometimes their responses will be they don't use it anymore because they prefer to use a different lens, they're changing systems, or they're not interested in photography anymore. If that seems okay, then go ahead if everything else is checked out. If you're feeling a bit more suspicious, then ask a few more questions. You can ask why they're changing systems, maybe ask why they're no longer interested in photography, and maybe even chat to them about why it's a lens they don't use anymore and why they're using something different. And if all of these check out, then great, and buy the lens. Most of the time, sellers want to do the right thing, but it's better to be safe than sorry and just check it out. And if you're feeling more hesitant about buying a secondhand lens, then think about buying from a reputable seller. So camera shops often have a great range of secondhand lenses, and they will go through a process of actually checking through the lenses and ticking a lot of those boxes for you. So you've got that extra check just in case you're feeling a bit nervous. Still do the whole process, but you know if it's a reputable seller, you've got a bit more chance of actually getting a great buy.